You're watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Schultz here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes weighed in on the run to the playoffs for your Kansas City Chiefs. And let's just say he's not too happy about the final schedule ahead for the Chiefs. We will break down what he had to say, react to it, take a look at the updated playoff picture, and more. Coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us here on the program. Before we go any further in today's show, folks, if you want the Chiefs to win home field advantage in the AFC, go ahead and like today's video. If we get at least 500 likes on today's video, that pretty much guarantees the Chiefs are getting that number one seed in the AFC. Do your part, like the video, and we'll get started with today's show. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes voiced his concerns about the upcoming schedule, and if you have seen it, you'll understand why. If you haven't, don't worry. We will show you coming up in just a bit of what it actually looks like for Kansas City. But let's start with what Mahomes had to say this week on what's ahead for KC. It is not a good feeling. I'm excited to play on Christmas to hopefully get back from what we did last year, but you never want to play this many games in a short time. It's just not great for your body, but at the end of the day, it's your job, your profession. You have to come to work and do it. If we're being honest here, what Patrick Mahomes is saying, he's spot on. Patrick Mahomes has every right to be pissed off at the National Football League for giving the Chiefs this gauntlet to end the year. Not only are we talking about the Chiefs playing 3 games in an 11-day stretch, but these are some pretty difficult games. You could argue this is as tough of a stretch the Kansas City Chiefs have seen this entire season. The NFL screwed the Chiefs over with what they did with this schedule to end the year, not only giving them as many games as they did in a short stretch, but with the matchups as well. It is going to be a challenge for Kansas City the next few weeks ahead. 3 games in 11 days is absolutely ridiculous. And I know the NFL was in a position where they were trying to make a little extra buck from Netflix, trying to capitalize on capitalism. I understand. But it came at the expense of potentially hurting teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are trying to put their best foot forward as they gear up for the NFL playoffs. Here's what's ahead for Kansas City in the next few weeks. You start off with this Sunday's game against the Cleveland Browns on the road. That game will start at 12 o'clock. We'll be live for it right here on the Chiefs Report. Then you have a Saturday matchup, so a little bit of a short week as you take on the Houston Texans. That game at noon next Saturday. And then there's the turnaround. December 25th, Christmas Day, the Chiefs travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers for a noon kick. And then because you're playing Wednesday, you get a couple of extra days off before you face the Denver Broncos. And we actually don't know what day or time that game will be just yet. The NFL very well could put the Chiefs on Saturday that week, or they could play them Sunday. We'll see. But nonetheless, not great for what the Chiefs have ahead of them towards this final stretch. Did the NFL screw the Chiefs with their schedule? I believe they did. I think I've made my point pretty loud and clear. What do you guys think? Weigh in our pinned comment today. Let us know. Y for yes, N for no. Today's show is sponsored by our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. In this time of year on Prize Picks, folks, football is a big deal for Prize Picks as the college playoffs are about to begin here in a couple weeks. We only have a few more weeks left in the pro football regular season before we turn the page to the postseason there. Now is the time to be playing Prize Picks, folks. And they got a great deal they're offering. They'll give you $50 to spend for free when you play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS on Prize Picks this week. Folks, This is an easy one. Mahomes, more than half a passing yard? He'll do that in his sleep. Nick Chubb, more than 43.5 rushing yards. I unfortunately think that's going to happen too. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. So here's the reality of the situation if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. This team has become appointment viewing. They are the new America's team. Sorry, Dallas. It's Kansas City's time now. When you've been on the run this team has been on, winning 3 Super Bowls, you got Taylor Swift coming to games and everything like that. Everybody wants to watch the Kansas City Chiefs. And a good portion of it is people hate watching this team, right? With that said, you're going to fall in line and have to play some of these games on a national stage, and sometimes it's inconvenient. And this is very inconvenient. Believe me, playing 11 games, playing 3 games in 11 days isn't ideal. But this is what you come to expect when you're a team of the caliber of the Kansas City Chiefs. People want to see you play. It's not favorable for you, but it's great for the fans. At the end of the day, us as fans, we win. The Chiefs, not so much. Andy Reid said this on the upcoming schedule. You just have to manage it. It is what it is. You make the best of it. One thing is you've got to get guys ready for a game, give them a chance to do whatever you present to them. So I help them out right now. We've got a normal week right here, so we've got to take care of business. So with all this in mind, obviously this affects the playoff situation for Kansas City as they try to secure home field advantage in the AFC. The playoff picture right now, Kansas City holds on to the number 1 seed. They've already clinched the division title. And there's the Buffalo Bills. They tell me nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. I beg to differ based on postseason success. They sit there at 10-3. The Steelers at 10-3. Texans at 8-5. Those are your division leaders right now. Then the wild card race, of course, you got the Ravens, Chargers, and Broncos all at 8-5 at this point. And basically, it's the Bills who you're trying to hold off for the AFC number 1 seed. And the Chiefs are in a pretty good spot where things stand right now, but that could change pretty quickly. The Athletic put out their playoff predictor, which gives the percentage chances that the Chiefs win their upcoming games ahead. And you look at this weekend's game against Cleveland, the Chiefs have about a 67% chance of claiming victory. Houston next week currently stands at 64%, while the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers is pretty much a coin flip game, 51%. And then at Denver, Denver could be playing for their playoff lives, while Kansas City might already have the number 1 seed locked up, could be playing their JV squad, basically. That's at about 51% right now. Where it gets ridiculous for Kansas City is not just the fact that they're playing 3 games in 11 days, but what they have compared to the Buffalo Bills down the stretch. Not only do the Buffalo Bills not have to play 3 games in 11 days compared to Kansas City, but they have a much easier slate ahead. It's just not fair. It's ridiculous. More on that. We'll talk about Buffalo and go over their remaining games here in just a moment. But first, want to make sure you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report as we bring you unparalleled coverage of your Kansas City Chiefs with our daily news and rumors, live shows every Tuesday, watch parties on game days. Big Tex is going to join me. We'll see you on Sunday for Chiefs and Browns right here on the channel. Any breaking news happens. I don't care if I'm sitting at home alone watching some movie on HBO Max or if I'm out on the town having a good night. We'll bring you good Chiefs breaking news here on the channel, wherever or whereabouts it may be. For the latest happenings of your favorite team all season, all year long, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Best part about it, absolutely 100% free. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. So according to the folks at the Unathletic, did I say that out loud? The Athletic. Their first-round bye odds for Kansas City stand at about 78%. So that's pretty good. Now, you compare that to Buffalo, the Bills' odds stand at about 32%. So they're not completely out of the picture. 2 games back with 4 weeks to go. Let's look at what's ahead for the Buffalo Bills. They take out the Detroit Lions this week on the road. They are underdogs in that game. That is going to be one of the most exciting games of the NFL season. I'm certainly intrigued to watch that on Sunday afternoon once we get done with this Chiefs-Browns game. Then they take on the lowly New England Patriots, who are just a joke. They should be able to win that, 81% chance. Then you take on the New York Jets, who are a dumpster fire in their own right, and there's already talk about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson and others potentially not even playing by that point. So making it easy on Buffalo. And then they get the New England Patriots again to end the regular season, and they have about a 73% chance to win that one, according to The Athletic. So what will the Bills' final record be? The Athletic is projecting that the Bills finish with about a 13-4 record. That's pretty good. Sounds like a fantastic year. But the positive note for Kansas City is we mentioned the 78% chance to get that number 1 seed. It falls in line with what they're projecting the record to be at 14-3 for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, as you could tell, there's not a whole lot of room for error based on what the Athletic is projecting here. It's just a 1-game difference that they see between Kansas City and Buffalo to get home field advantage in the AFC. And you think about right now, the Chiefs have a 2-game edge at the moment. So the Athletic is saying that the Bills are going to gain ground, but not enough ground to get home field. What will be the Chiefs' final record? Get your predictions in. You heard the Athletic say 14-3. I think they can win out potentially. It'd be difficult, but certainly not impossible. Weigh in, let us know. If you enjoyed today's show, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.